What if I told you that not every soul that leaves the body finds peace? That some remain trapped, wandering between worlds, unable to move forward, unable to go back. In Hindu philosophy, death isn't always the end of suffering. For some souls, it's just the beginning of a darker journey. But why? What forces keep a soul bound to this earthly realm even after the body has turned to ash? In the ancient wisdom of Hinduism, death is not a period, it's a comma. The soul, called the Atman, is eternal. It simply sheds one body and moves toward the next phase of its cosmic journey. But here's where it gets unsettling. Not all souls transition smoothly. Some get stuck. They become what Sanskrit texts call pretas, restless spirits caught in a terrifying limbo. Today, we're diving deep into one of Hinduism's most mysterious teachings: why some souls become ghosts after death. And trust me, the reasons are more profound and more relatable than you might think. But before we go there, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt an inexplicable presence? A chill in an empty room? A sense that someone unseen is watching? Drop a comment below, because what you're about to learn might just explain it. Let's start with the basics. In Hindu philosophy, you are not your body. You are the soul, the Atman, a spark of the divine consciousness that inhabits a physical form. Your body is temporary, like clothes you wear. When those clothes wear out, the soul discards them and moves on. This is the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara. Ideally, after death, the soul ascends through different realms, guided by its karma, the accumulated energy of all its actions, thoughts, and intentions. Good karma elevates the soul. Bad karma pulls it down. But here's the twist. Sometimes the soul doesn't move at all. It stays behind, trapped, confused, angry. And this is where the concept of the preta comes in. A preta is not just a ghost in the Western sense. It's a soul in a state of suffering and incompleteness. The word literally means one who has departed, but in this context, it refers to a being stuck between death and rebirth. Imagine dying, but not being able to leave. Your body is gone, but your consciousness remains, hovering, longing, disturbed. You can see the living, but you cannot interact. You have desires, but no way to fulfill them. You have unfinished business, but no hands to complete it. This is the fate of a preta, and according to the Garuda Purana, one of Hinduism's most detailed texts on death and the afterlife, this condition can last for years, even lifetimes. But what causes a soul to become trapped like this? Let's explore the reasons, and I promise, some of these will make you rethink how you're living right now. The number one reason a soul becomes a ghost? Attachment. Hinduism teaches that clinging to people, possessions, desires, or even grudges creates invisible chains. When you die with deep emotional attachments, your soul struggles to let go. Maybe you were obsessed with wealth and can't accept that it's no longer yours. Maybe you love someone so desperately that you refuse to leave them, even in death. Maybe you died with hate in your heart, seeking revenge that can never be satisfied. These attachments act like anchors. They keep the soul tethered to the physical plane. And here's the eerie part. The soul doesn't even realize it's dead sometimes. It continues to haunt the places, people, and things it was attached to. The lesson? Detachment isn't cold. It's liberation. The tighter you hold on, the harder it is to be free. Every action creates a karmic imprint. Some are resolved in this lifetime, others carry forward. But what happens when death comes suddenly, leaving major karma incomplete? According to Hindu teachings, if a soul has significant unfinished karma, especially negative karma like harm caused to others, debts unpaid, promises broken, it may not be allowed to move forward. It remains in a state of pretahood, compelled to resolve or suffer the consequences of what it left undone. This is why rituals like Shraddha and Pindan are performed by descendants to help the departed soul settle its karmic debts and find peace. But the real question is, are you creating karma right now that will haunt you, literally? Here's something chilling. Souls that die suddenly, through accidents, murder, suicide, or unexpected trauma, are often unprepared for death. The shock is so intense that the soul remains confused, disoriented, unable to understand what happened. The Garuda Purana describes these souls as wandering in darkness, reliving the moment of death over and over. They don't move toward the light because they don't even know they're supposed to. This is why in Hindu tradition, certain prayers and rituals are especially important for those who died tragically. The community helps guide the soul, reminding it that it's time to move on. Not all souls are evolved. Some live entire lifetimes ruled by anger, greed, lust, jealousy, and cruelty. When such a soul dies, its vibrational frequency is too low to ascend to higher realms. Instead, it gets pulled into lower astral planes, dark, dense dimensions, where pretas and other troubled spirits dwell. These souls may haunt the living, feed off fear and negativity, or simply suffer in isolation until their karma is exhausted. This isn't punishment from a deity. It's the natural consequence of the energy you cultivated while alive. You become what you practice. So ask yourself, what energy are you feeding every day? The Garuda Purana offers profound guidance on this. It says that after death, the soul undergoes a journey through various stages, facing the results of its earthly actions. But if the soul is weighed down by ignorance, attachment, or sin, it cannot proceed. It remains earthbound, a ghost of its former self. The text also emphasizes the importance of righteous living, spiritual practice, and selfless action. These create a light within the soul, a beacon that guides it safely through the afterlife. Interestingly, the Purana also mentions that prayers, mantras, and good deeds done in the name of the deceased can still help them even after death. Love and devotion transcend the physical. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Death is not something that happens to you. It's something you prepare for your entire life. Every choice you make, every attachment you hold, every act of kindness or cruelty, it all shapes what comes next. Becoming a ghost isn't about being cursed. It's about being unfinished, unprepared, unconscious. The ancient sages understood this. That's why they taught detachment, self-awareness, meditation, and karma yoga, not to escape life, but to live so fully, so consciously, that when death comes, you're ready. You let go, you move on. You evolve. Because in the end, the goal isn't just to live well, it's to die well. If this video made you think, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into ancient wisdom. And tell me in the comments, do you believe some souls really get stuck after death? Remember, you are not your body. You are the eternal soul. Live like it.